Banger on the beat.
The car culture has become very popular among young people in recent years, especially modified cars. In the era of pursuing individuality, the existence of modified cars is the trend of the times. In the process of modifying, people have many choices, and this choice can allow them to build their cars ultimately. Therefore, everyone now sees that the owners of these cars are young people or people who are more individualistic, and they hope that their cars or some external things can bring a different feeling to others. Also, they can make their entire person look even more distant. So, what is the purpose of modification? We interviewed different people during a car meet and got many exciting answers.
Well, we all like cars, right? And modifying them, well, in a way, it's sort of like an obsession to go a little bit further, a little bit faster. On the other side, like you have this machine that you really love. You want to do something to it, do something with it that makes it your own, that create a story that you can call your own. I've always liked cars ever since I was like cars has been one of my things for as long as I can remember. So like it wasn't a question. I was gonna once I finally get my own car, I was gonna modify it, and because there's such a sort of diverse and huge community around all sorts of cars and all sorts of things that you can do with cars, it's actually very, very easy to just get into it. Like you open up a forum, you read something online, you watch a video, and then you're like knee deep in it, and you have this a lot of information that you can use, but also you have other people that you can chat about. You can make friends with like through modifying cars. So yeah, that's sort of why.
I think it's a great way to express yourself, and it's a way to show your own personalities and your view on like the cars. It's not only a car, a mean of transportation, but it's also a part of a culture.
以我个人来说，改装车就是一开始就其实这个跟看抖音一样嘛，你拥有这个东西，大数据就会给你推，你一推，然后你会自己去钻研，然后最后钻研出来，你就可以，最后你得到的结果就是你可以跟车友在这里，分享改装经验。
Yep, for them, cars are not only their vehicles, but also works of art that they have spent a lot of time and money creating. At the same time, it is also a career for them to demonstrate their freedom and self-character. Today, we went to visit a friend of mine. He is an excellent auto mechanic and also enjoys modifying his car in his free time.
My name is Vitas. I work at YSD Auto Body. I'm a auto mechanic. Wanna proceed to the next question?
Why are you choosing this job?
So I was a computer programmer, and one day I just figured out that's not the kind of thing I really like. You get paid a lot, you spend a lot of time on it, but there's still something you would like to, spend more time, with more passion, something you want to do, enjoy doing it. For me, that's cars. So yeah, at the very beginning, I started with the a second, third-hand Grand Caravan. Was very expensive to me at that moment. I clearly remember I paid 13,000 for the car, and it had a lot of problem, right? At the very beginning, I sent it out to different shops to get the repairs done. This and that. Yeah, but one day I figured out I could start doing something myself. So I started to watch some YouTube videos and go to different shops that mechanics don't kick me out. So I can stay there and watch what they're doing and try to do it myself and get the work done. After doing a couple of things at home and yeah, one day just a thought it's shining in my mind. I should get a faster, a more like a sports car. So that got me to my first STI. That car, was that was a very memorable experience. I spent pretty much around 80 grand on it, including a brand new engine and a lot of suspension parts overall. Yeah, but ever after that accident, this is my new baby now. Yeah. Also, on this car, I spent almost 70 years long. I don't know. Older ones, has for me they're classic and more story, since it was the first generation in North America. Yeah, that's the oldest STI I could find. I like it, and I want to make it as nice as possible by taking out every single part and either upgrade or restore to the original condition. Oh, in Canada, winter is very dangerous, so you're gonna need a four-wheel drive, right? So there's nothing could be better than a Subaru. Sometimes the one tiny screw can give you the biggest problem, but yeah, overall things goes pretty well, But yeah, it depends, right? If it's a vehicle I'm familiar with, like the STI, right? So from A to Z, pretty much everything, I could figure it out. But for newer vehicles, I've never touched new energy, like Tesla or hybrid. It is pretty challenging. A lot of different procedures, different materials, and tools are required to work on these cars. And yeah, they have their own certificate and a license. It requires a study and a lot of time invested, to get it done, to get there. Yeah, sure. Instead of saying modification, I would rather say restoration. I'm not trying to make it, the fastest car on the street, but it's a 20-year-old car, right? So I try to restore it, try my best to get everything, every single part, every detail to the original shape, like 20 years ago. I swapped out almost everything on suspension, coilover, front and back, and yeah, and interior and the body. Body is important. It's the first impression, right? It's what people see. I got this car last year in around August, September. I started working on it immediately. But as you see here today, I'm still working on it. Don't buy a Subaru, especially older Subaru. They're fascinating and they look cool, but they're a bit pain in the ass to work on.
So here's my friend Vitas. Is now preparing to end his day at work. Oh, by the way, he also owns a retired police car.
My official answer is yes. Okay? And the story for the cop car still, and it begins with STI.
Why?
It was a couple of years ago. One summer, hot summer. My STI engine blew up. I had no car to drive to commute. So I went to auction. I bought a Crown Vic instead. And I only figured out this is the true reliable car. It's cheap enough. You can do whatever to it. Yeah, you gotta wait for some time, but there are tons of them sitting at the junkyard waiting to be teared apart to get you parts. This is my most reliable car right now. I drive it every day, commute to work, groceries, and everything. Starting from the beginning, this is not a civilian model. This was a cop car from the beginning, right? So, in my own proposal, in my own opinion, everything should stay original. And a police car's original is a police car. Right? It should have the push bar, lights, siren, cage, spotlight, and everything.
For me, the car culture stems more from my love for cars. I don't consider my car as a means of transportation, but rather as a trustworthy partner flow of life. Some people say that putting time on top of a car is a waste of time, but I want to say that perhaps everyone's ideas are different. From the first time, like the first time I got my car, the first time I washed it, the first time I crashed it, and the first time I went far away by driving it, and the first time I met friends because of my car, also the first time I modified it. Driving my car at first seems like I was riding a white horse, which was difficult to tame at first, but with the passage of time and the energy I invested, I was also slowly taming it. We gradually become friends or partners. I mean, which is the charm of loving a car, and this is also the car culture in my mind.